Hey guys, it's Scott from Forgot to Grow Podcast. Welcome to another edition of Rewatch, Revisit, Review, our weekly video series where I rewatch a movie I haven't seen in a while, talk about my thoughts after rewatching it, and give you guys my review for that movie. So this week I'm going to be talking about Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, the second Bill and Ted movie. Well, another one of my very favorite movies ever. So for those of you who don't know, I'm just going to be starting off by giving you guys the IMDb plot summary, and then I'll give you guys my thoughts and etc. after that. So let's just dive right in, alright guys? Alright guys, so for each rewatch, as I always do, I'm going to give you the IMDb plot summary so you have some idea of what happened in the movie that I'm about to talk about. So the IMDb plot summary for Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey says, the world of our distant future is a virtual utopia, thanks to the lyrics of two simple-minded 20th century rock and rollers, Bill S. Preston Esquire and Ted Theodore Logan. However, a would-be conqueror threatens to throw history off track by sending most non-heinous evil robot Bill and Ted's back to kill their good counterparts. Wow, this is really wordy. Finding themselves dead, the boys must outwit the Grim Reaper and traverse heaven and hell to return to the land of the living and rescue their babes and have a most triumphant concert at the all-important Battle of the Bands. Alright guys, so that's the IMDb plot summary, just a quick refresher for that. So how I rewatched this and why I rewatched this movie was because, like if you saw last week's video when I did Excellent Adventure, this is the sequel, so it only made sense that I did this next. And I just felt like it. I got it on DVD. Why not? These are great movies. Plus, like I said last week, there's a rumor about the third one possibly coming out, so all of these are just good reasons to rewatch this most excellent bogus journey. Yeah, but I really enjoyed this, but we'll talk about that in the revisit section. Alright guys, so my thoughts after revisiting Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey was I still love this movie. I still love Bogus Journey. It's awesome. In my opinion, it's one of the best sequels to a comedy or even almost any movie ever. I thought it was such a great idea for a sequel, incorporating like the best elements of the first movie, of Excellent Adventure, and then exploring these different aspects in this new movie. Instead of just time traveling, they explore the aspects of the afterlife, heaven and hell, the Grim Reaper, and all that fun stuff. So I thought that was really cool about this one. I really enjoyed rewatching it, picking up a lot more of those elements, just paying attention to the plot a little bit more than I had when I was in high school and younger watching this movie. But these movies, I still really enjoy them. I still like the pairing of Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter. I think they're just still a great duo in these roles, and I'm honestly wish they had done more sequels when they were younger, because I think that would have been cool. I know they had an animated adventure series, but I don't think Keanu did the voice for that, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. My point is though, I would like to have seen more of these guys, more adventures from these guys, just because they're just fun to watch do anything. It's like I feel like the modern equivalent, or the more modern equivalent of these guys, is like Harold and Kumar, right? Like Harold and Kumar went on a couple just wacky adventures, and I feel like these ones are like the comedy sci-fi versions that Harold and Kumar kind of pulled from a little bit. These are better than Harold and Kumar, in my opinion. I love these ones. They're classics. And Bogus Journey in particular, I really like. I might like it more. It's hard to say. Both of them to me are just equal. I never watch one without watching the other within very short time after. In this case, it was the week after, so that it lined up with this video. But yeah, guys, overall, my thoughts after revisiting them are just, I still love this movie. It still holds up in my opinion. But let's talk a little bit more about the quality of the movie in the review section. Alright, so my review for Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, as I always start my reviews, I'm going to give you guys the audience and critics ratings, so you have little things, how everyone else thinks about it before I tell you how I felt. Alright, so the IMDb rating for Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey is a 6.2 out of 10, which I think is disappointing. The Rotten Tomatoes score from the critics is a 54% on the tomato meter with a 5.9 out of 10 average score, and then the audiences only gave it a 56% on the tomato meter with a 6 out of 10 average score, and Metacritic only gave it a 60? Am I the only person who really loves this movie? Like no, none of these are like the worst scores. None are failure scores. They're all above 50, but 50, like the average is 60, 55, 60%. What? I guess I must be really off maybe with some of this. Maybe I'm just too nostalgic for this movie. Maybe I look past some of the finer points that some people maybe pick up on. I'm not a trained movie critic. I just tell you guys what I like and don't like. I can't speak about set design and stuff like that. I'm not an expert on any of that. Anyways, guys, but as you can tell, I like this movie more than the audience and the critics did. My personal rating is 2 thumbs up. I freaking love these movies. I think Bogus Journey is a great sequel to the first Bill and Ted. It further built on the story of the Wild Stallions and the great and totally righteous future that their band's music brings to the world. I truly hope that they do finally make the 3rd movie in this franchise with their older parts still trying to change the world with their music. I think that would be really interesting. Right now it's supposed to be maybe called Face the Music. I hope they change that to some kind of adventure journey type name. But Face the Music's still an okay name. But yeah, I want to see that, guys. I like this movie. I freaking love this movie, okay, guys? So obviously I give it 2 thumbs up. My favorite part, again, with both these Bill and Ted movies is always the final scene. The way they culminate these movies, I just really enjoy it. And Bogus Journey in particular, it's so great. It's an actual concert, them performing at the Battle of the Bands, but also defeating the villain at the same time in a hilarious, kind of quickly wrapped up way. They could have played with that a little bit more, but it's not mainly about that. It's about these guys and their adventure. I really do like that that they don't put too much of a focus on him. He's more of just like kind of a MacGuffin for them to have this bogus journey, as opposed to him being like an integral part of the plot, which is probably why the villain kind of just gets swept aside. But yeah, that's my favorite part, is definitely the final scene. I think it's just awesome the way they incorporate all the different elements of Bill and Ted into that final concert, and you get to see how they change the world or start to change the world. You don't get all of it, but if you stay for the credits and read some of the newspapers, you get a little glimpse into what the Wild Stallion universe ended up being like. So hopefully we get that 3rd one so we get the actual answers. But the final thing we're just going to talk about in my review, guys, is just my recommendation or not. And obviously I recommend this movie, guys. I really love this movie. I always have, always will. Always recommend it to anybody, and if they tell me they don't like it, we'll have to reconsider whether we're friends or not. But that's just how life works, right? I'm just kidding, but I feel like anybody can really enjoy this movie, despite the audience and critics ratings. I think that anybody could just sit down. If you haven't seen this before, or seen either of the Bill and Ted's, they're fun, enjoyable, hour and a half, just of goofy, dumb fun, and I think they're worth watching. So definitely I recommend both of them. That brings me to the end of this week's Rewatch, Revisit, Review for Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. Thanks for joining me today, guys. Be sure to check out everything else on the channel and to subscribe and all that fun stuff. And thanks again for joining me. Have a good day.